SCRUFFLE not released, and well, it's cool. We got to know about the final theory a little more, and it was pretty awesome. And those little pieces of info we got, we also got information about their family relationships. Vanish and Gumball seem to have pretty healthy and normal relationships with their parents. However, I can't really say the same thing for Joker and his past life. And that's why I get into theorizing. Hello, I'm Mecca, welcome to Power SCRUFFLE Theory. Today we have a theory about how was Joker's life before Power SCRUFFLE started. As I mentioned before, Joker most likely didn't have a good life, but what exactly happened? The situation is really vague. We did get a few sketches of the thing, but it's pretty vague since Joker gave us little to no information, so I'm going to try and figure out in a less vague way what exactly happened. But before I get into the theory, I'd like to give it a warning first. Warning. This video contains spoilers for Power SCRUFFLE 9, implications of child neglect, and mentions of sexual assault. If you are triggered by any of these topics, I suggest to click off. Also, please read the description of this video. Joker didn't have a good life. You should know that by now, especially since I've said it more than once in this video, but here's my theory on what exactly happened. From what I can see from the sketches, this is a dinner/lunch setting. Joker is looking at, while suppose of their parents, rearranging plates, or just simply preparing the setting. While they're doing so, we can see expressions on them. The figure with the yellow mouth seems to be angry, and the figure with the blue one is shown smiling. In all this situation, Joker doesn't seem happy, as seeing at them seems to be fear. In this situation, I don't really know whether her parents are having an argument with each other or arguing with Joker, but I'm going for the second option due to the next scenes and the former stare. In the next scenes, we see them at the dining table, but it's not only the three. We also have a fourth person. The plates we can see are all empty, but I don't think that one of the fourth person is. But since I have to tell what I think this situation was to tell you why, I'll tell it, along with why was that the only plate with food. Joker and his parents were arguing. This argument was most likely spiked up by the fact that Joker did not want that fourth person in the place. I'll explain why later. The parents just tried to brush it off, both in different ways. In my personal view, the yellow figure was mad at Joker, telling them that she was being disrespectful and to just suck it up, while the blue one was laughing at Joker, saying that the situation he got into with that person wasn't that bad after all, and that they shouldn't mind the thing. Since they wanted to be respectful, they didn't give anyone food except for the one at the table. The fact that this specific thing shown makes me think that it happened frequently within the family, which could imply that Joker is malnourished. Now, what do I think this fourth one is? Well, from the next scenes, I think it's the black square, because, well, they appear in the next scene, and the fourth figure in the fourth sketch weirdly looks like the black square. But why does Joker not want them there? I'll explain now. Joker had already traumas with her family before the meeting. These traumas caused Joker to have a response, which is the split. This split made Joker's mind messed up and complex. This complex in the mind was also shown after the meeting with the black square, that he liked and got obsessed over. You can see that the square is obsessed with the viewers. Before we revealed the obsession, it was Joker. The square probably got obsessed over us for our complexes, and that reminded them of Joker. Obsession obviously never ends up being good. Sometimes it kills you inside, and sometimes it kills others. In this case, the obsession caused the square to become more frisky around Joker. This thing then pushed Joker's boundaries, and by what I said, you can probably guess the fact that it ended in sexual assault. That's why Joker didn't want them there. The reason why I feel like it ended out like that is because Joker says,
"I suppose I played my part,"
which in this case kinda refers to being the victim to the abuser. And it's also a sentence I did hear commonly within SA victims. Due to this, Joker probably wanted a better life, which is why Joker joined Power SCRUFFLE. The thing about the fact that it was fate that made Joker join the show is probably not true, and it tries to hide the real reason. However, this escape did not work. In episode 7, it's our first time we see the square appear, and we can see the various reactions of the contestants. Joker's reaction is a shocked/scared reaction, not because they never saw it, but because she did. And the fact that his major cause of trauma appeared later took away not one but 12 of the friends, with one of Sid's friends being favorited from the entity, probably made Joker even more scared. Scared that her friends will have the same fate as him. The thing that my friend noticed is that the Joker icon is the only one smiling in the exhaust icons. Thanks to us, by the way. And just like my friend said, I don't think Joker cares about what's going to happen to them, and to me, she seems happy with it. Not because he's coming back to the abuser, but because there's a chance that the square could finally stop bothering everyone once they get their hands on Joker again. Which makes Joker happy, since it would mean that her friends and the viewers could be safe. I probably just read too much deep into these few scenes, but most of my theory stands, so I guess it's good. I'm finished here, so thanks for listening to my theory, I guess. If you want, check out my channel. I don't make theory videos like these much, but I do make animations. Bye!